Come on, show yourself. I know you're here. I know you don't like when people look at you. So I respect that. Who are you?
Your name is Bill. Bill.
Me? No, that isn't my name. My name is not Bill.
Bill. Bill licking these balls later, boy. Woo! Hey! Hey!
Hey guys. So, The Conjuring 2 came out in 2016 and it was pretty much praised worldwide. Since the first Conjuring came out and was labelled as the scariest movie ever since The Exorcist, yeah, this one pretty much was on par. So it tells a story basically of yet again another unfortunate family that gets hit by poltergeist activity and all that bad shit. So the movie starts off with two little girls and they're playing with the Ouija board. I know, right? And they have a little sweet moment like where they ask like, when is daddy coming home? Which, you know, it's still no reason to break out a fucking Ouija board, but hey. So all hell just basically breaks loose and it ends with one of the girls with a bite mark, having a bite mark. And the mom runs out, she hears all the screaming, and the scene, it sort of pissed me off. It's just the mom's approach, like seeing the bite mark, and instead of like, you know, putting something around it or giving your kid a hug and asking, are you okay? Instead, she just bashes the shit out of her, like, you were playing that Ouija board game, weren't you? It's like, give the kid a hug. I get it, they're going for the whole hardened single mom thing, you know. So I get what they were going for, but I think that's just a nitpick. But anyway, overall, the whole movie, like, has, obviously it's got jump scares, it's The Conjuring. But just like the first one, they're not played out like The Nun, for example. You know, there's jump scares, everything, you know, they actually have a story in it as well as jump scares. You know, it's, if you find that perfect balance, perfect. So like you have scenes where like the kid's walking past the living room and there's like an empty chair in the background. You get something, then he goes back to walk past and you see someone sitting in it while he walks past. Little subtle things like that, but they're genuinely creepy. And of course you have the return of the Warrens, Ed and Lorrane, which is awesome, you know. The thing I've always admired about the first two Conjuring movies, and the third one, is they show how much they love each other. You know, and it's just so natural. It's not like in your face or we're in love and cringy dialogue. It's just genuinely, the chemistry is so genuine and natural that it's believable. You know, they've always come across as real genuine and natural people. Like, for example, like whenever they move in with the family to help them eventually, simple things like Ed fixing the bottom of the sink. He doesn't have to, but little things like that really adds to their characters and it really gives them genuine, like, believability and just likability as well. So they're pretty awesome. They come back and their arc is basically Lorrane wanting to protect him because she has a flash or a foreshadowment vision of Ed basically getting killed. He falls onto like a big like tree but it's like a spike. It's like a broken tree, but it's like a big spike. And she has an envisionment of him falling on it and getting impaled. And so her whole thing is trying to, let's retire. Let's not do anything, go anywhere that's dangerous. Let's just retire and it'll keep you safe, So I like that they have their own little arc. They're not just dumped into this movie because, hey, look, there's the Warrens. You have to have them, right? No, they have a genuine part and their own little arc, and it's awesome. So, of course, you realize then that there's apparently an old man who keeps showing up, the spirit of an old man. His name was Bill Wilkinson. And the more digging they do, they realized he was 72 when he died. He died in that chair, which he keeps appearing on, of a brain hemorrhage. And he's apparently, torturing these, the whole family, like patronizing. No, that's not the right word, but fuck it, it'll come back to me. But yeah, so he's torturing them and scaring the shit out of everybody. And then you realize as the story goes on, he's not actually the main threat. He's not the main protagonist. He's more of a pawn, as they say in the movie. The old man is a pawn for the introduction of Belloc, the nun that I think anybody who sees it just knows who it is. Like, that's Belloc, oh, that's from the Conjuring. So you realize later on that she's the one behind it. She's like the mastermind, the one who's really evil and basically won't let the old man pass on. She's just holding him, there. So, but some of the scenes are really, really good. In terms of like the sequel, I think The Conjuring 2 is more chaos than the first one. The first one like has a simple story and it's easy, but Conjuring 2 has like multiple, all just thrown in, and then you put scares in them, like really genuinely creepy stuff. Like my favorite scene personally, I thought was really well done. And whenever I first saw this, I was like, whoa, was there earlier in the movie, you see Ed painting a picture, and the picture is of Belloc, the nun. He said he saw it in his sleep and something's just telling him to paint it. Of course, Lorrane recognizes it. So later on, with that picture on the wall, he actually framed it. Why the fuck would you put that in your wall when you have a kid? But hey, fuck it, why not? So she sees the picture during the day, with the light on. And when she flicks the light off, it looks like there's actually somebody standing there, like the actual nun is really there. And then when she clicks the light back on, it's just a picture again. And you turn it off, and it looks like Belloc is actually standing there, which she is because she charges at him. But I thought that scene is so simple, such a simple little idea of just that, like, is such a great fucking creative idea, which I really admire. That's definitely one of my favorite scenes in The Conjuring 2. It was really, really well done and very effective. And yeah, so the more the movie goes on, they're trying to save this family, the more they unravel about what the fuck is actually going on. And they actually do decide to help this family, but Lorrane says, hey, if there's any glimpse of anything being dangerous, we're leaving. And they do eventually leave because it sort of looks like it was staged, because it's like a CCTV video of the little girl trashing the place on her own. And their assumption is, oh, so it's not haunted, you staged the whole thing. So they take that as debunking. And they leave, and of course you realize later that the little girl was possessed. And so eventually they do go back to help. When they realize this, the more they think about it, and they put like a couple of things together and they paste it, and they eventually do go back and they realize, listen, we got this wrong. We got to go back. So they do, and like I said, the movie is just chaotic. I mean, like, little girls flying in the air. You get a really cool scene, which I like, with where Ed is talking to the ghost of Bill through the little girl, and like he turns his back, and you see in the background it's still the little girl sitting on the seat, but slowly morphing into Bill, like an old man just sitting on a chair and rocking it. Simple things like that I thought were really effective. That was really cool. And yeah, so of course we get closer to the envisionment that Lorraine had early in the movie, where the tree breaks and suddenly it's a big ass spike, and they're hanging out the window trying to he's trying to help the girl, and he's, you know, like inches from death. So they have to try and run into the back, break in, and there was a scene. It genuinely annoyed me. It really did. It was, again, nitpicking, but where they say, we have to get into this door. It's a one door, normal door. How? And the guy comes in with the axe and starts hitting the door with the axe. A wooden door with the axe. And it takes this bastard fucking... Okay, he's not a bastard, I'm sorry. But it takes the man fucking 10, 15 minutes doing this to a wooden door with an axe. I'm barely even making a scratch. I was like, how are you not fucking at least putting a scratch in it? So it takes the man fucking 20 minutes to eventually get the axe through the fucking door. And so Lorraine rushes in and run up to save Ed. Again, I said it was a nitpick. But she goes up, she saves him just as he was about to fall, and boom, foreshadowment, resolved. And yeah, so they eventually get rid of Balak. I think by calling her by her name, sort of banished her. Like, your name is Balak, and, bursts into flames and shit. And yeah, then eventually they tie the movie up in a nice little ribbon, and everything's done, it's all saved, happy ending. And it was a really sweet scene where Billy, the little boy, keeps, he walked over and he offered his mum bread, which I thought was a really sweet scene. It's small and subtle, but, And also the cricket man, can't forget him. He made his first appearance, and he's creepy as fuck. There's like a little song, like a little rhyme, which reminded me of like A Nightmare on Elm Street. The little 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. Nursery rhyme. That's the word I was looking for. So that reminded me of that. But his design was really cool, like skinny, tall, old top hat from like 1940s. Really cool stuff. I really enjoyed that. Big ass teeth. Hey, at least he flossed. That's all I can say about him. But really cool design. I know we were supposed to get a movie on him, but I don't think it's happening anymore. But it's still up in the air. I mean, it could happen. There's that many spin-offs from this franchise, which I'll cover. I'll be reviewing the whole universe, the whole Conjuring universe. So, yeah. You have a nice little ending. Everything's sorted, all awesome. And, yeah. I mean, I'd say it's definitely on par with the first one in terms of the scares. Everyone has their own little arc, But sometimes it could seem like there's a little too much going on. But it's balanced really well, So they do a really good job of that. So overall, yeah, I enjoyed it. And personally, I think I enjoyed the first one more. I know it does sound odd, but it hit a part of the movie where I was thinking, is it nearly over? I'm enjoying it, but is it nearly over? So I think it sort of went on a little too long, but I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed the first one more. And yeah, I totally recommend you watch it, yeah. don't really have any complaints about it, apart from them little nitpicks and the movie sort of going on a little too long. You know, apart from that, yeah, it's a good movie overall. So, yeah, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate all of you. And yeah, I'll be doing The Conjuring 3 soon. I have to rewatch it. I can't remember anything about it. That's why I have to rewatch it. But it'll be interesting. So I'll get that out soon. So if you're interested in seeing that, maybe hit the subscribe button and stick around. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And as always, don't kill anyone.